Welcome back to Momstown Live. I'm Mary.
And I'm Heather. And what a powerful show we are having
my
here
goodness,
today.
yes.
And we definitely want to give a shout out to Linda. Hey, Linda, and also to Naomi.
Yes, Linda is our
Watching us.
SmithtownMomstown.com mayor, and Naomi is our SouthSoundMomstown.com. So,
South-
what, Oregon to Long Island?
Washington.
Washington to Long Island.
Yeah, because Naomi's kind of taking over Seattle. So we love that. So welcome and hi, gals. So we have the Momstown Network, which is our network of local Momstown websites around the country. So if you're interested in becoming one of our Momstown mayors, send us an email to bigbreak@momstown.com. In the meantime, we have another great guest for you today.
Yes, Cliff Pia is actually by trade a radio and television producer, but he's come up with this, what would you call it? Welcome, Cliff. A program for people who have gone through. Did you just wave at yourself? I like to pull my hair while I'm waiting. The 3amclub.com. And I find that fascinating because I'm not the best sleeper, and if I'm stressed out, I'm up at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Texting, taking emails,
And checking my
working.
BlackBerry going, oh my gosh. So you have created this whole program for the insomniac's guide to losing your job, maybe your car, your house, and
stress,
it's so
divorce.
relevant today. Exactly, so
Why
relevant.
did you come up with this 3 a.m. club?
Because you excelled at all of them.
I excelled at all of them. I learned from the best, and I experienced the rest.
That's a good line.
At one point in my life, I was going through an awful lot of stress. I had lost my clients. I had my own company. I always have had my own companies, but I lost all my major clients at the same time and went through a complete financial disaster that at the time everyone else was in the dot-com boom making a ton of money. So I felt very isolated. And then I had to move away from my kids, which was hugely stressful to me, and live in a place that I could afford more and try to get back on my feet. During that time, I just found myself waking up at 3 a.m. every single night and freaking out. And the reason for that, there's a lot of reasons why we wake up at 3 a.m. It has to do with liver functions, and a lot of times when we're going through a lot of stress like this, we tend to drink more or eat more sugar or try to comfort ourselves, and we end up stimulating ourselves. And then we'll have a sugar crash, you'll go to bed, and then you'll wake up at 3 in the morning wide awake. So that's one of the physical problems why. But I think I know an awful lot of people, just since I came up with this name, that do this 3 a.m. panic time. And what I find so amazing about it is that at 3 in the morning, you're playing a game with yourself where you take your last guest was talking about the what if, you have to do the what ifs. Well, we're all very good at what ifs when it comes down to it, envisioning the disasters that are going to happen in our lives.
Nothing is that positive at 3 a.m.
Nothing makes sense, and nothing is positive. And it never is real when you wake up. It's never real. But the fact of the matter is, when you're in the middle of it, it is real to you. And there are a lot of tools that I discovered by trial and error that actually helped me get through this time. Now, obviously, the tools at 3 a.m. are physically just getting back to sleep are not what's important, as important as what you do during the day to prepare yourself to move your life forward.
Now, especially because of the economy, we get emails, you must get these all the time. We get emails from people who have lost their jobs. Their husbands are out of work. This economy has really put a lot of families and a lot of moms into a tailspin.
Well, and it's also not just the husband up at 3 a.m. She's up at 3 a.m. going, oh my gosh, I can tell he's flipping out. And how can I help him? No, you know what I mean? Do you have tips for that?
I think the women have a much worse time in this environment that we're having with the economy. I think women have...
Why is that?
I think it's because they, first of all, they have the burdens of being a mom.
Right.
They're out there trying to be in the workplace, still not getting paid equal amount for what guys are getting paid for the same job. And then they have not only their kids they're taking care of, that they're trying to keep a face for. They're worried about the nest. They're worried about things falling apart. And then their husband, who they married as this guy, is all of a sudden turning into this guy.
who's
With-
stressed.
Who's
doesn't
stressed?
have the coping mechanisms.
No.
And we're nurturers.
Exactly.
So we have that, oh my gosh, how can I
Yeah.
help him feel better? And then he might shut us out a little bit.
Well, here's
or
the problem.
All sorts of things.
When
so
women get
hard.
under stress, they go towards community. When guys get under stress, they go towards isolation.
Hiding in the
They
closet,
go
just sitting there.
inside.
Oh
They
my
go
gosh.
inside. We don't. It's the don't ask for directions thing. It's like we don't and we don't want our friends necessarily to know
No,
we're
right,
broke.
exactly.
And when we're lost as women, we're like, oh, help me.
yes.
And we reach out to our girlfriends, our moms, our sisters.
And that really
Yes.
ticks us guys off
Does
because
it really?
I think it would make you
no,
guys.
it doesn't. I'm kidding. It's just that when we're in the
You're envious.
I'm envious. When we're in the isolation mode, it's very hard for us to comprehend that what you're doing, reaching out and having a whole community that helps you, because our egos are a different place. We're all competitive. I mean, guys are extremely competitive in the financial realm.
Mm-hmm.
Women are very competitive more in other ways. Like how does she look? You know, they're always
Yeah,
checking out what
exactly.
they
Yeah,
dress
yeah,
like.
yeah, that's what we
but
do.
guys have
Whatever.
Yeah, we do that.
Who
Okay.
chick thing?
Heather's
Whatever.
doing this behind Mary. I think what's happening is there's a lot of guys isolate down, and that includes their family. So they withdraw. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making and that I made. When you're having a tough time, everyone around you knows it. And the kids know it. You and your wife are having these 3 a.m. conversations, and we've had many, my wife and I. And I would have to get up and leave the room, and my method of doing it was go and I'd write. I would just write.
Get it out of yourself,
me.
yeah.
Because physically, and during the day, I would get up in the morning and I would do a 10-mile bike ride. I would try to do yoga. I would try to get everything out of me physically, mentally by writing. But then I started eventually sharing with my kids what was going on, but not the negatives. I was talking about what I was doing positive, which we didn't really get to talk about.
So no,
Right.
but stay with
He
us
might
through
not
the
be able
next
to,
segment.
if you have time.
Do you have time to stay with us for
I
the
could
next
stay
segment?
for yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, because we want to go through those tips.
Yeah.
Well, and
on
also we want to
really
drive
how
him
help.
to the 3amclub.com because he has the 6 weeks to sanity course.
That's a step-by-step
that's a-
course that'll
yeah.
help people walk through the times when they first get blindsided by losing their job to getting back on your feet and not
Right.
getting stuck, which is what so many people do.
Okay, so we're here with Cliff Pia. Stay with us on Momstown Live, and we'll be right back.